So Chelsea Handler tries to handle 50 Cent over his politics? Am I missing something? Am I missing something? You know what it is.
Yeah. Everybody's a motherfucking boss. This shit is a joke.
If you wanna be a boss, then you have to pay the cost.
Niggas talking about big bosses. You ain't even a man.
If you wanna be a boss, then you have to pay the cost. If you wanna be a boss, then you have to pay the cost. I hear you wanna be a boss. This is Los Angeles.
Good evening and welcome to the latest edition of Los Angeles, the show that offers real talk for real adults on the latest in contemporary hip-hop news, culture, and entertainment. I'm your host, Curtis Flo, coming to you live from Los Angeles, California, that is. And on today's show, we'll be discussing Chelsea Handler tries to handle 50 Cent over his politics. Young Buck has to duck from his girlfriend, and last but not least, Waka Flaka gets flack for not having Obama's back. All that and more on today's episode of Los Angeles. But first, we begin with
Paparazzi.
what's good, Hollywood? You just don't listen, do you? You're hard-headed. You're hard-headed. That's what's wrong with you. I understand. I was hard-headed too when I was a kid, but there comes a time when you have to grow up and you have to stop being hard-headed. Yep, Hollywood. You don't listen. I tried to tell you to leave Ice Cube alone. They just won't leave Cube alone. Yay. Okay, guys. I know I'm having fun. I'm having fun with it, but it's hilarious. Cube has been making the rounds. I'm telling you, he's been taking them out one by one. They've been jumping on these panels with Cube, and he's just been standing on a square, like I said before, and he's been taking them down. But this time, it was really interesting because Cube was on a panel, apparently with 4 other ladies, and they were trying to get to the bottom of his comments about working with the Trump team. You know, same old story, right? Same old story. But this time, it had a different twist to it. Hollywood, you know, a couple of the ladies on that show, I think it's Soul Queens. I'm not sure of the name. I can't remember, but I saw the clips online, and Cube is hilarious. What I tell you about his face? Again, he held his composure, but he rattled a few feathers, let's just say. So when he started talking about Hollywood, and he voiced his opinion also as well on he doesn't trust any white man, and here comes the plantation. I mean, they just you guys will see it. Watch the show. I don't want to touch on it too much because Cube is the people's champ right now. Cube's been the people's champ for the past 2 weeks, man. He's been the people's champ. Yeah, we know. Dun, 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 dun. We should build a Rocky statue in Los Angeles for Cube. I'm thinking about contacting Cube. He needs a statue because he's the people's champ right now. He's repping the brothers, and he's taking out all the smoke one by one. So shout out to Cube and Hollywood. You're just hard-headed, man. Just okay. I hope this is the last time I have to talk about Cube taking somebody out again, not with logic again, of course. I hope this is the last time I have to talk about this. Okay, so moving on. In other Hollywood news, I don't want to talk about it too much. As you guys know, my Dodgers lost the game on Friday. Awesome game. Let me just say that first and foremost. Absolutely awesome game. It was going back and forth the whole night. But then you get down to the very last inning, pretty much the very last play, and there's no room for error. And we had an error. So I don't want to talk about it, guys. I'm so superstitious with my Dodgers, and this is a critical year. And the fact that we should have been up 3-1 here on Friday night, but it's okay. There's another game on Sunday. It's 2-2. Hopefully they'll be able to bring it home on Sunday and get us another win. That'll give us the 3-2 lead, and then they have to take the game after that. The pressure is immense. Okay? I'll catch you guys next time.
Paparazzi.
Flow on hard shit. Don't you know the difference when you listening to a prophet? Oracle prescribed shit. California vibe shit. Fire up the swisher. Take a listen while you drive shit. Parallel park.
So Chelsea Handler tries to handle 50 Cent over his politics. Oh boy, we have a good one here, people. Can we give the brothers a round of applause? The brothers are standing up this year. It's a beautiful thing. The brothers are standing up. The brothers are saying no to the plantation, and I never thought I'd see it in my lifetime. It's glorious. It's absolutely glorious. Thank you. First it was Cube. Cube's my dog. He's the people's champ. He's been taking them out, right? But now we got 50 Cent stepping up to the plate. And what happens? Here they come. They start sending, they try to take you down in mysterious ways sometimes, right? So, boom, his ex jumps out the window. They've been jumping out, right? They've been jumping out the window this whole year over this election. Okay, so his ex, 50 Cent, dated Chelsea Handler, for those of you who don't know. She's freaking hilarious. Let's just stop right there and get that out the way. All right, absolutely ridiculously talented. Her show, ridiculously talented. Her show, yeah, just watch her show. Amazing, hilarious. Some people are funny, but then like you have the people who are funny with the cynicism. She's got the cynicism. It's awesome. Okay, so that's out the way. Now, that was an ex of 50 Cent. So 50 Cent came out a couple weeks ago endorsing Trump, and his statement of why he was endorsing Trump and why he wasn't endorsing Biden is because of Joe Biden's tax plan. Excuse me. All right, so 50 Cent made the comment, which is kind of funny in and of itself. He made the comment, "I'm voting for Trump because I want to be 50 Cent, not 20 Cent." Dude, that's a 30 cent drop. That's a huge hit in the market, man. So how can you argue with that? That's math. That's business. That's bullshit. That's math. Okay, so all you young fellas out there, pay attention. Okay, pay attention to the game. Okay, so he jumps out there and says, he puts it out there. I don't want to be 20 Cent. And now his ex is sent in now. She makes him a statement. She was on the Jimmy Kimmel show, I believe it was, where the clip's circulating. And she's awesome, though, because she calls 50 Cent her favorite ex-boyfriend. Shout out to Chelsea Handler for that. Give her brother some love. We need the love. We need the love. But a lot of people are criticizing her because she said 50 Cent can't vote for Trump because he's black, right? Now, she has an intricate relationship with him, so you have to give her a pass because she did have a relationship in there. Not a pass in general, but I mean a pass for getting involved with the whole situation. So she gets a pass for that. But she jumps out the window and says, I can't believe him. And she also made the suggestion that, hey, I might have to have a conversation with him, something, reminisce over a few things and maybe convince him and change his mind. So shout out to 50 Cent. Shout out to Chelsea Handler. I think it's hilarious and I think it's awesome because this one shows she has a difference of opinion, obviously, with her ex, 50 Cent. He wants to vote for Trump. She's obviously for Biden. But here is a very particular situation where we have love. No matter what level of love it was, the love was so genuine between the two that they're not fighting over bipartisanship. Even though they are bipartisan, the love supersedes the bipartisanship. So shout out to you both, and I think this will work itself out. Hint, hint. And I'll be right back. Young Buck has to duck from his girlfriend. No, seriously, literally duck. Pop, 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 get behind a car, duck, duck from his girlfriend because apparently his girlfriend was arrested for shooting him. Yep. Man, it's rough out here in these streets. It's rough out here in these streets, young men. Do you understand? In this show, it's really cool because they actually get to reach back to hip hop, past, present, and future generations, and it's really cool because me and my son keep out on the lookout for that. We're kind of developing something like an old school, new school thing, because he introduces me to some new school artists because I give him a lot of flack for the MCs of his generation, and to his credit, he actually gives a lot of honor to and homage to the MCs of the past because he actually sits and listens to all that stuff. So he's going, of course, he's been played that stuff all his life. But it brings an interesting dynamic between, the old school versus the new school. And here in this situation, for you new school fellas, take it from an OG, all right? Here's the situation with Young Buck. Fellas, you got to be careful with the ladies you bring in your life, okay? You gotta be careful, man. It's hard enough for a brother as it is to be out here dealing with the world and dealing with the streets and dealing with the bull, right? That's why you gotta keep a peace on you in the first place, right? You don't want to go home and have to keep a peace on you while you're eating dinner. I mean, hey baby, how was work? I don't know. How you all right? Them peas good? Oh, don't reach for that. Oh, you're just getting right? How stressful would that be? So, I digress. I know I'm being funny, but I hope Young Buck gets well soon. First and foremost, that's some bull, all right? I haven't been shot by a woman, but mine kind of had something to do with a woman doing something I shouldn't been doing, young adolescent. So I understand it. All you young fellas, I understand it. But again, here's another example. Us as OGs, you have to learn and see what's going on in your world and see what's going on in the world ahead of you and the world behind you, young fellas. So, be careful out there. You don't want to be like Young Buck. You don't want to be ducking from bullets at the dinner table. And I'll be right back. So Waka Flaka gets flack for not having Obama's back. Yep. Another brother off the planet. I'm gonna have to start running an account, I swear. We're going to have a ticker at the bottom of the screen eventually for all the brothers who are off the plantation and living their life and living out loud. I love it. Shout out to Waka Flaka, straight up. Oh man, I told you guys it's glorious. It's getting very glorious around here. You know, for all this we've been through, we've been through a lot, man. Seriously, we've been through a lot, and we get blamed for everything. Hashtag blame. You know what? I'm not even getting into that. I digressed. Let me bring it back. Let me bring it back to Waka Flaka and why I want to give him a shout out and why he's rapping. Yep, because he jumped out the window. I need to go see how high the windows are in this plantation, because brothers keep jumping out the window and they're gone. Oh, it's a beautiful thing though, is it? It's a beautiful thing, but apparently Waka's getting a lot of flack and a lot of pushback because he made some comments that, you know, Trump has done more for black people than Obama did. I don't see the problem. I don't see the problem. That's his opinion, is it not, people? It's his opinion. Okay, is he in control of any Congress, any House of Representatives? Does Waka Flaka have the power to just show up to the House of Representatives and say, change this? Okay, so what are we talking about? You know, I keep saying it a lot, guys. This year, the veil has been lifted. And if you are a young brother out there, let me tell you, man, this is a glorious time, young fellas. This is a glorious, glorious time. So pay attention to what's going on. But this is the year of brothers seriously, there's a percentage of our people who are still with the Democratic Party. There's a percentage of us who have broken free. And just because we've broken free doesn't necessarily mean we've gone with another party per se. Some of us have just broken free to break the out, get off the plantation. Anyway, I digress. Shout out to Waka. You made me proud, brother. Another one. You might be the people's champ too if you keep it up. See, Cube is running strong. We're getting an online petition to get a statue like Rocky here in LA for Cube, because he's the people's champ right now. He's been taking them out with logic, and it's revealing that we're not supposed to have any thoughts. We're not supposed to have independent thoughts. We're not supposed to be ourselves. And brothers are sick and tired of it. And they're standing up for themselves here in the year 2020. And it's magnificent to see. So, yay. Shout out, a nice Cube shout out to Waka Flaka. Who else we got out there? Yeah, we have 50 Cent jumped out the window. So this is getting... Stay tuned. There will be more to come. Trust me. We have a week to go. And I'm out.
This is Los Angeles.
It's cold out here. Yeah. Only the strong persevere. If you wanna be the boss, be prepared to pay the cost.